we don't know how many more years we got. So you can't be playing around. And I love that we align so much. You know, you with the 24, me with being intentional, because life is very, very short. People say that, but it's very, very true. Like, you don't have to come home when you leave out the door. Tomorrow with no memory, I'm busting hell wide open. I'm gonna do everything and anything that I want to do, because I ain't worried about a thing, a person, or a place. You hear me? I'm busting hell wide open. Child, the reason why I am who I am today is because of my memory and what I know and who I know and whose I am. That's why I don't do the things that I don't do.
And we are back.
Pew, 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 pew.
Y'all can tell that was an old episode there, boy. That was before
Only
I got my
you
teeth
could
out.
tell that was Lord Jesus. Only you could tell that's an old episode, because that's an old graphic for you.
Ooh, that's an old episode there, y'all. But yeah, man, we back, y'all. We ain't been with y'all since last year.
What's that song? Welcome back, Carter. Oh, I'm talking my age. Okay.
Yeah, you tell your age. Yeah, you old.
I never even watched that show, but I like the song. Mhm.
Y'all, we finally got her back behind the mic, y'all. Can you believe it?
Hell gonna freeze over. I'm telling you, boy.
Oh, before we came on, I said, "Do we need to pray?" I said, "Let us pray. Let's pray."
It's
Cause
been
you
rough,
rushed.
y'all. It's been rough. Oof. Look,
So how?
my eyes ain't even adjusted to the light no more. I gotta, oh Lord, I gotta take them
Oh,
glasses
she done
off.
took the glasses off, y'all.
Woo,
She took the
child.
glasses
I
off.
gotta get back. I gotta get right. I gotta get right back. You know.
Oh, have mercy. So how has motherhood been for you, y'all? Yeah, congratulations on my little man.
Let me
What?
tell you something. I'm so stressed out. Do you see gray hairs up here? Let me not do that too much. I need a retwist. Child, I never in a million years. If you would have told me at 16, I would have had 3 kids. My last one right before 40. Who does that? Like, I'm about to hit premenopause. I thought it was premenopause. You hear me? I was ready to go through the change. I went through the change
Ready?
all right. I was ready.
Well, you went through a
I
change.
went through the change all right. But I don't see how people do 2 under 2, let alone 2 under 10. My
Child, I be
baby is
about crazy.
6. My baby is 6. And then to have a 6-year-old who's at the stage where all he wake up on go. He got 50,000 questions. That's the human chat GPT. Because
Don't
he
do him.
got questions as soon as he wake up. And then you got this other one that's crying all the time. I need a break.
Poor
I need a
baby.
break.
Well, I got a
Mine stay
1-year-old.
ready in my refrigerator.
Child, I don't know who convinced you. Who convinced you to do that to yourself?
Stupid. That's what it was. Just stupid.
She said, "I'd rather go through the change."
Okay.
You don't want to be hot and cold. We had the heater on and the
I'd
fan.
rather be
No,
high and cold. I carry a heater and a fan with me everywhere I go than to carry a baby.
don't do Katie like that. Don't do him like that.
I love my baby.
What we not gonna do?
He's the cutest thing.
Hey.
But if you know what I know.
Oh yeah. Well, I hadn't stopped, y'all. I've been going and
That's the
going.
story of your life.
But I mean,
Energizer bunny.
but I did have a scare though. I had a scare, y'all. I was at stroke point at a point, so I had to scale back just a little bit. Now I ain't do too much, but I scaled back. I did. She do me like this every time we have an episode. I scale back a little bit.
And when I say little, I mean little.
Look, I know when to sit down now. I know when to sit down. I know when to sit down. But yeah, I had stopped. She stopped for a minute. She really had what you call a break.
I had a child. I stopped. They know if you in a car, okay, you hit the brakes. No, I cut that car off. You hear me? Ain't no braking. Because when you break it, that means eventually you gonna get back to old baby. That engine was off. You hear me? It's
Y'all,
off.
I wasn't sure she was coming back. I said, listen, what we gonna do about preparation, man? What we doing? We just gonna let all just we just gonna end it on season 3. We can't do it like that. So I guess we'll get back on the mic.
I mean, listen. I mean, but you know what? To be honest, I feel like one thing that people don't, well, they underestimate is the importance of having an outlet when you have children.
Mm-hmm.
We always talk about self care. Self care is not always just getting your nails done, your feet done, your hair done. Self care is also doing the things that bring you peace, that bring you a calm. And if you can't go get your nails and your feet done, maybe you can journal. Maybe you can, listen to music, make a playlist that makes you feel good or in good spirits, um, or, podcasting. So I had to really, really sit down and say, okay, this is needed more than wanted at this point in my life, because um, it's a distraction from all the things of motherhood, juggling a 6-year old and his needs, and now a newborn and his needs, and then a 16-year-old and his needs. So it's like,
Yes.
this
But you know
episode
what?
is short because these naps, bang, bang.
But you know what though? I realized in the 2 years that I've been podcasting, and it seemed like it been more than that because it seemed like I've done so much behind this mic, but I've learned so much from people being on, the stage about their lives and what they, how important it is for you to have me time. I didn't know what me time was. I didn't know that self-care was so important. I didn't know that I wasn't even showing up for myself in points, and I still don't, show up in myself to the full capacity. But it's a lot of things I learned with podcasting that I never thought about. I didn't know love wasn't enough. Like for real, for real. So to me, these episodes we have, even when me and you sit down and talk about real life, when I sit down with guests and talk about things, it's life changing, literally life changing because it makes you look back at yourself like, wait a minute, self, what you doing?
Yeah.
What are you
I'm the
really?
baby. I'm the baby of my family, so I always knew what me time was. Okay, it's all about me because I'm the baby.
Wow.
But it wasn't until my 6-year-old's father, being with him, that I started to realize how far away from the me time I've gotten to that place where it's further and further away. So I've neglected myself a lot. So it's hard to kind of get into back into the swing of things. I mean, like even on a romantic level, it's difficult. I was just having a conversation with your brother, and I was just telling him like I'm not used to even the little things like when you before you leave the house, you give your spouse a kiss, and you be like, "All right, I'll see you later." No, we
Oh
won't.
yeah, I do that every day. Yeah, we
I
do that
no,
because
I'll leave out the
never,
door in a minute.
nah, you don't know what's gonna happen.
I get that, but sometimes in the morning, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I listen. I'm trying to get back to this baby. You hit like it be like my brain. You don't understand. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all. And I posted something on Instagram just the other day, and it was like somebody said, you didn't see me when I called you, and the phone is ringing, and she patting the baby, and it's like, yo, I seen it, but I forgot. Like, it be so many other things to think about. I don't got time for you. Like, no shade, no disrespect, but in my mind, in the morning, I'm like, I'm trying to get Nasir ready for school. Now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do today. Can I map out doing laundry? Can I do a wick water? Can I do this? Can I do that? Whatever the case may be. This is all before 7 a.m. Then I take him to school. Then I got to come back home, deal with the baby, try to get stuff done, clean up, cook, do all of this stuff before he get home from school. Then he come home from school. I got homework to do. Still got this baby now, homework to do. The baby. Try to make sure. Now he teething. Child, get somebody else to do it.
Not teething. Oh, my baby. But look, I
So
get it though. I get it because your navigation is in the morning. My navigating life is in the afternoon. And once you get up, it's go time. Like you don't stop until it's done. Like
yeah,
and when you get that moment to breathe, you be like, "Phew, can I just use the bathroom? That's all. Can I just use the bathroom for a minute?
I gotta take the chair in there with me. Cause sometimes he'll be so fussy, he don't want to sit with us here.
Girl,
I can't even go pee.
Gabby be at the toilet too. God, can I just have a moment, ma'am?
Now I understand why men stay in the bathroom for like 30 minutes to 45. Cause baby, that's the only piece you get. But then my legs going numb, so I can't do that. Like I'm all jacked up. Like life is like adulthood is ghetto.
Ain't for the
It's
weak
ghetto.
either.
Let me tell
Huh.
you something. For the teenagers and the babies who's listening and watching, take your time. Stay in Never Never Land as long as you can. Peter Pan was on to something, okay? When he,
Okay.
when he
Shoot.
told Wendy, don't grow up,
No
he
grow
was
up.
on to something. Because, baby,
That thing would drag you all the way down. Next thing you know, you start in your 20s and you look up, you're 40. Like, dang, where did time go?
okay,
40
that's
minutes.
me.
Like,
Just
come on.
here. Like, what? And then the thing that is the worst is when you ask yourself those reflective questions. What have you done with your life? It's been 40 years. You had 4 decades to establish yourself in some type of way. I mean, some people don't care. But for me, I'm sitting here like, what other than motherhood have you done? I mean,
Listen,
you've executed motherhood, but for you personally, what have you done?
now what you come up with?
See them butterflies? That's my brain. Nothing. Nothing. Like nothing. So now you got it like you don't have another 40 years. Maybe. My mother just had a 77th birthday. So at 40, yeah, shout out to the goat. At 40, I don't know where she thought her lifespan was, but she may be lucky enough, God willing, to see 80, where she get another 40 years, but we don't know how many more years we got. So you can't be playing around. And I love that we align so much. You with the 24, me with being intentional, because life is very, very short. People say that, but it's very, very true. Like you don't have to come home when you leave out the door. Like you really, really don't. People have made plans for this particular day right here and didn't even make the new year. And if more people sat and resonated with those type of thoughts, we'd be more better off with how we handle people, how we talk to people, how we just interact and just be, period.
hmm
It would
but like you said, intentional.
it would change your whole mindset. Like mindset is everything.
Everything, literally. But you know what? It took me some time to get here, though, sis. I haven't always been the person to say, 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. I lost so many people in my life that I couldn't talk to anymore, that I couldn't go visit anymore, that I couldn't tell how I felt anymore. I couldn't say I was sorry. Like, so as time passed by, losing all these people, it made me realize that, you know what? People say tomorrow's not promised, but shoot, you look around the next second, it's not promised. You could just be on
No,
the phone with somebody and they're going the next few minutes. Literally.
that's happened to me twice. My friend, he I talked to him May, it was the weekend of Memorial Day. And that's like usually May 27th, something like that. He died June 3rd. And he was talking about how he gonna get a haircut and he was about to just change it up, and he, because he was conceited for no reason. But It's just the fact of him having plans and never making those plans. My uncle, I talk about my uncle all the time. Call me on my birthday. That was the last time I talked to him, April 29th. He died May 3rd. Call me on a Sunday, died that Wednesday. Not even a week later, like couple of days. Like, and both of those were not like, if a person is sick, you kind of get yourself prepared for, transitioning and different things like that. But when it's sudden, like you just talk to that person, that's when it should like click for you. Like, yo, what am I doing with my life? Am I leaving a legacy that I can be proud of? Am I, just walking around here? This movie, I forgot the name of the movie. It's a Tyler Perry movie, Family That Prays. And I always think about that movie when the lady asks her friend, "Are you living or are you existing?" There is a difference.
There's a difference, and a
When
lot of
you're
us talk about
living,
it.
you're free, you're light. You're doing the things that you love, you're passionate about. When you're existing, it's just living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I'm just here. I'm on autopilot. I'm working. I'm getting up. I'm doing this. I'm done. Like, it's humdrum. Which one are you doing? And we have to think about that because we'll just in another 10 years will pass us by and we'll be in the same place with the same people getting drained completely. Like, we have a lot to sit down and reflect. And the new year, new me. By January 31st, y'all back to the old you. New year,
Oh,
old you.
like literally January  31st. But you know what though? It's crazy though because I told somebody, I say this a lot, and I didn't think about this until after a while. Like our name rings. Our name everywhere we go. What the first thing they ask you on the application, the first thing they ask you when you go to a restaurant for your food, first thing they ask you for anything is your name.
Mm-hmm.
So when you leave this world, your name should stand for something. But when we young, we doing our thing, partying or whatever we doing. We're not thinking about our name, we're not thinking about no reputation. But my mom always say, "You making me look bad. You don't go out there making me look bad."
Yeah, you represent her.
You, she said, "You a representation of me." And at first I was like, "No, it ain't. I'm grown. You raised me that." Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I go out there and I act up. The first thing you're gonna do is call my mama and say, "I saw your daughter Nikki out there doing XYZ," and she's gonna be embarrassed. So
Yeah.
we are a reflection and a representation of our parents and the people that came before us and the people that's coming behind us. We gotta leave a legacy for them. So we do have to be intentional, as you say. I'm
Yeah.
so right now I am to a point and place now where intentional is my thing now. Everything that I produce, everything that I put out, it has to have a message. It has to have a reason behind it. I'm not just gonna boom, just put something out in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Gonna be out there for years and years to come. My grandson is gonna grow up and he's gonna see me on this screen talking about whatever I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
So
that reminds me too, because I had a friend of mine that passed away. I did an episode with him, and his name is Terry. And shout out to him, RIP. If you guys need to listen to a podcast, the Knucklehead Chronicles is the name of his podcast. And before he was just talking smack and all the things, and then he ended up finding out he had cancer. He found out he had cancer on Christmas Eve, and he ended up dying a year later, uh, the beginning of December. And how I found out he died on Facebook actually, because I had hit him up right before Thanksgiving, and he didn't respond. But again, life was life, and so busy trying to prepare for the baby and different things like that, it didn't dawn on me. And then he just happened to come up in my spirit. And whenever somebody comes up, I always reach out because you never know why you're being led to talk to this person. And when I went on that page and it said all of these RIPs, and it was like 2 weeks later, my heart broke. But it was a bittersweet feeling because one, like I said, he was sick, so everybody was kind of preparing. for the what ifs, the transitions and stuff like that. But at the same time, I was happy because me and him had a conversation and I told him, put everything down on the mic. So now, when his son grows up, he has older children, but his son has autism and things like that. I think he's like young, he's under 10 years old. He don't get those teenage years with his father and different things like that. But now, anytime he misses his father, he can hear him. Anytime he wants to see him smile, he can see him on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that we have to remember, because we are so fortunate now to have things like YouTube and video and high definition stuff where we can leave an imprint for our children and our grandchildren. I wish I had videos of my grandmother,
I don't
right?
I don't
Like,
have videos.
hear smile or laugh or whatever. My mother still has a voicemail of my uncle. And
Mm.
I know sometimes she'll play it or whatever the case may be. My son, my oldest son, he lost his dad at 13. He still has his TikTok so he could see him, see the videos of him dancing and laughing. And, these are the things that we need to remember when we're putting these things out into the atmosphere. What are you putting out? And that's not even, if you're not even a podcaster, just life in general. What are you putting out? If you was to die today, would there be people at your funeral? And what would they say? When his uncle died, when I tell you that church was so packed, I've never seen a packed church like that in my life, full of people that was saying what a good person he was, how happy he was all the time, how funny he was, all beautiful things. And it's not about the amount of people, but it's about what they're saying about you. Because my uncle didn't have a lot of people either, but everybody that said something about him said that he would call them, he would check on them, he would tell them he loved them. They knew how he felt. It wasn't like, oh, well, I didn't know how he felt when he died. He always let you know. He always gave you your flowers, while you can smell them. And these are the things that we have to be mindful of now that we're getting older, because we have more days behind us than in front of us. You always have time. Any day that you wake up, you have time to get it right. You have time to change, transform your mind, do different things the right way. Because you've done things the wrong way for so long. Where has it gotten you? Let's
Right.
try to switch it up a little bit.
God's grace and mercy every day. You don't have to do
And
it.
that's what I'm saying. Don't take it for granted, because he can stop at any time.
But it's funny that you said something about, when you leave this world, what people are gonna say about you. I saw something going viral on social media about this guy. Nobody showed up to his funeral. Like nobody, and it happened. So one of his classmates saw it somewhere, and he went, and that's when it went out that he posted about, I don't care what he did, I don't care who he is, I don't care what kind of lifestyle he lived. Somebody should have been at the funeral. Like no family, no nothing. So it was, in my mind, I'm like, somebody had to prepare him for burial. Where were they? That was so sad. And like nobody can see how their funeral leave, look when they leave here. Well, I don't know. I ain't never went nowhere to know that. But
I would hope you can't see nothing. Because if
I,
you could see something, I ain't going to
look,
that one.
I want to see from up above. I want to see what y'all talk about. You know what I'm saying? What y'all
I don't
saying
care
about
about
it.
y'all. When I leave here, I'm going to go find my uncle and my daughter. So I
I'm,
ain't got
I'm gonna
time.
be busy. I'm gonna be on my Aunt Wee's porch. I'm gonna be at my granddad's house playing the piano. Me and my grandma gonna garden. Who? And then I'm gonna go take a nap with my Aunt Stell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay. Who? Girl, I got so many plans when I
Not
get there.
take a nap, girl.
Yes.
We ain't got time to take no nap.
When I was 5 years old, my mom, worked during daytime and she would leave with my Aunt Stell. And she would get me and keep me all day long. And she used to hold me in her arms on her lap. And girl, I fall asleep so fast. It was just like the best feeling in the
That's
world.
so funny because Mayer does that with you.
Yeah, he do. He do.
That is so funny. I love that.
Best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. And I never forget. My mom's like, you remember that? I was 5 years old and the ambulance came and got her. And I was so scared. I was like, What's happening to my aunt? Rushed her to the hospital. They came out and said she was gone. I like to lost it to the point where like our black people believe in passing the baby across a grave. Now I don't know what that's supposed to do for you, but it do nothing for me. But they passed me over her grave. I guess so I wouldn't have nightmares or whatever. But I saw her every day. After she left here, I saw her every single day. And even in my adulthood, if I started going through something, especially in my mom's house when I was living in my mom's house, if I was in her house, I would see my aunt. If I was really sad, she would just show up and just be standing somewhere. Just she was the only person that ever left me that I've ever seen.
Wow.
She would just show up for me, and it's like a sense of relief would just release from me when she come around. Like everything would just make sense. But then I was started looking for her later. She just stopped appearing at a point. I haven't seen her in a long, long time now, and sometimes I wish for that. I do because when you be going through things in your life, you be thinking about the people that have left and went on. My Aunt Weeds, I used to go down to her house all the time and just sit on her couch and talk about whatever, whenever, however. It could have been in the midnight hour. She sit right there and listen and cuss me out. She cursed like a sailor man, and she funny. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't get nothing else, you could at least get a person you can confide in and a person that can make you laugh. And when you lose those type of things in your life, and you can't get back, you start looking at the people that are around you. And you're like, listen, I need to really pay attention to what we do every single day. I need to tell my kids I love you. I need to tell my kids, give me a hug if I see you. Give me a kiss if I see you. You have to. I want their memory to be when I leave this world that my mom always told me that she loved me. My mom always made sure she hugged and kissed me when she saw me. I want them to have them type of memories. They're gonna be able to see me on the screen. So that's a blessing in itself. I don't have no pictures of my father. I don't have no videos of my father.
Yeah.
Nothing. All I have is a memory of us sitting on the couch watching TV silently. And how he used to buy me anything I wanted. Literally. Anything that I wanted, my dad got for me. So y'all gotta be more intentional about your time, man. Like, even when it comes down to self-care, because really and truthfully, sis, you like, what am I doing for myself?
And self-care is not selfish.
Mhm.
It's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like I said, it don't have to be getting your nails done, your feet done, buying you something. It could just be something that you do to recharge your battery. Whether it's just even going to bed an hour earlier. Uh, we ain't talking about you. Going to bed an hour earlier or getting up an hour earlier before the kids wake up and just getting that woosah, enjoying the quiet. Something that I love to do, riding in the car with nothing on
I can't do
because my
that.
house is so noisy. Oh my God. Sometimes I'll forget, like, people will be in the car with me and I'll forget that they're in the car. And then I'll just cut the radio on because I'm so used to driving in silence. Because when I have that 6-year-old in the car, ain't no silence. When I'm here, ain't no silence. So when I get in the car, that's it.
You had to say it like that.
That's my silence. That's my moment of, oh
Silent.
yeah, ain't none of that in this house. No, absolutely not. So,
Ooh.
you just gotta find what fits for you because everybody's version of self-care is different.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you know what? The older you get, like you said, a lot of people are existences, like literally, because the world is going through some things and some changes, and we're just going to work, making the money, coming home, doing whatever you need to do at the house. It's like a
Yeah.
routine.
It's hard to live. You have to save to live in
Yes.
this day and age because things are so expensive. Even if you have a spouse and both of y'all are working, depending on, we was talking about that today, depending on where you live, minimum wage is different, the price of living. I live in New Jersey, so I'm paying 14.50 for a one bedroom.
Ridiculous. And she talking me moving
But
to Jersey. Who?
but then minimum wage is up $15. So, at the end of the day, you gotta, count the cost. Because I was definitely talking about North Carolina, and I was like, but that's minimum wage for us. That's high for you guys. $15 in North Carolina. But for $14.50, we can get a whole house. So it's like you gotta really understand where you at, what you're doing, and do what's necessary for you, because everybody's plate don't look the same.
Okay. I might have mashed potatoes. You might have rice. Like for
Yeah,
real.
I'm definitely gonna have some rice because I ain't doing no mashed potatoes. You can have it with gravy. I want gravy on mine.
Nigga. But we can't eat mac and cheese with Gabby. Lord knows.
My
Poor
baby.
baby. I tell you, boy. Can never experience how good mac and cheese is. Lord.
Mm, 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 mm. Poor Tink Tink.
Well, you want to do closing remarks?
Listen,
Since you just getting back behind the mic, you got to do the closing remarks this time. You got to warm
at
up.
the end of the day, all I can say is I know life be lifing, but God be Godding. So, with that being said, trust Him more than you trust yourself. Trust Him more than what you see, because it'll get right. It'll get better eventually. It always get worse before it get better. But just know that His track record is better than anybody else's. So believe in that more than you believe in others.
And let the church say, Amen. That's a fact. God is in the front, the middle, and the back. As long as you keep
Listen,
allowing the guide.
it's hard it's easier said than done.
Oh God, yes. Oh, oof.
Cause when the mountains,
They get steep a little bit sometimes. Yes, Lord. Them valleys
let
get
me
low.
tell you, if you ever hike the trail, the higher you go, the harder it is to breathe
There's a climb and breathe.
because of the altitude. But you also know, even though it's harder to breathe and it's harder to get up to that level because it requires more of you, when you finally get to the top, that
What
view is
reward?
amazing. That view is amazing. I said it one time in the episode. The caterpillar's view is way different than the butterflies.
Amen.
When you're a caterpillar, all you see is low level. All you can see is what's on the ground. You might get stepped on. Here she go again. Yeah, you might get stepped on. You know what I'm saying? Like you might can't fit into certain places, but when you're a butterfly, there's no limits to where you can go. You can fly anywhere. You might get tired of crawling as a caterpillar, but baby, when you a butterfly, you can go anywhere. You can see higher.
Okay.
Wings, you can fly. You don't have to crawl. You can walk if you want to. You can fly if you want to. You can land on people if you need to take a break. You have more options. So just trust the process, because you're going to stay a caterpillar for long, I promise.
Come on through, sis.
All right, I'm done. All right, leave me alone.
And as
Like,
always,
she said I'm about to clip that. And as always, we are
and
here.
healing hearts,
And
inspiration.
inspiring Jane.
See y'all next week.
Later.
Later.